and more. The Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger is joining us right now. He's one of 10 Republicans who actually voted to impeach then-President Trump. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. Let's talk about your party, the Republican Party. It seems to be in disarray right now. The fractures will certainly be on full display during the Republican conference meeting in the House later this week. What do you hope? What do you fear? What might come out of this meeting?
Yeah, I do think the meeting will be kind of a big delineation of where the party goes from here. January 6th obviously was a terrible day. It seemed that the party was waking up to what, embracing conspiracy theories and darkness and lies and the falsity of a stolen election would lead to. And I worry that in the last few weeks, we've started to see it kind of trend back to Donald Trump and trend back to this idea that we need to embrace those things again, because winning at all costs is what matters. And I think we need to stand up to that and say there's reality of truth. Liz Cheney, for instance, voted her conscience. She's a very conservative member, voted her conscience. Are we going to be the new kind of right-wing GOP cancel culture that cancels somebody that doesn't agree with somebody else? And so this will be a big moment, I think, in this party.
As one of 10 Republicans who voted, in your particular case, your conscience to impeach the former president, are you concerned you might face consequences from your Republican Party for your vote?
Well, not really concerned. I mean, I think, the party, if there's consequences to me, just like with Liz, will be really making a bad decision if they decide to do that, especially when you have people that run around that espouse to conspiracy theories. But the bottom line, I think, as much as we want to talk about unity within the party, I think we've gotten to the point where it's going to be very important to bring these differences out and have this discussion about where did the party come from? How did we get to where we are now? And what do we aspire to in the future? And yeah, it's going to mean airing some of the dirty laundry. But look, I think a lot of people have seen a lot of what the dirty laundry has led to. And that's a terrible insurrection on January 6th. We
understand they just let the White House press pool into that meeting that President Biden's having with these 10 Republican senators. We're about to get the tape. I want to play this tape for you and for our viewers. Congressman, we're going to be getting it momentarily now, and then I want to get your reaction. This is an important meeting because they're trying to see if there is an opportunity for some cooperation between Democrats and Republicans in the Senate to pass this emergency legislation. Watch this.
Again, thanks for coming down. No, I'm anxious for it to talk. I feel like I'm back in the Senate, which I like the best thing I did. All right. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
Mr. President, when do you want to see movement on this emergency package?
Well, that's it. We heard a few reporters trying to get a question in. Maybe later they'll get some questions. But you saw the president and the vice president. You saw Senator Romney, Senator Susan Collins. You saw other Republican senators. What do you think, Congressman Kinzinger? You think you're in the House, they're in the Senate, but do you think there's room for bipartisan cooperation in passing this emergency COVID legislation?
Yeah, I do think there's room. I'm not sure if either side's going to get exactly what they want. I think really, obviously, the chips are in the Democrats' hands. If they want to bring Republicans on board, I think it would send a good message. But ultimately, we have to do something. We have to move forward and get this pandemic as much under control as we can, agree to basic things. So I think we need to understand that if we don't come to a bipartisan solution, it doesn't mean it's the end of our ability to work together. One of the problems I think we've made is we've said that if you're in the opposition party, you have to fight at all costs. And I think there's value in being a loyal opposition sometimes, loyal to the country first.
You're pushing for a reset of your own party, the Republican Party, with a new initiative that you're calling Country First. I want you and our viewers to listen to part of the message, the video message you released over the weekend.
Republicans must say enough is enough. It's time to unplug the outrage machine, reject the politics of personality, and cast aside the conspiracy theories and the rage.
How do you suggest the Republican Party goes about rejecting the politics of personality, the politics of conspiracy theorists?
Well, the first thing I'd say is, go to countryfirst.com with a 1, watch the whole video. And because the benefit of it is reminding Republicans and those that share our values that, where we came from, the great things we've achieved, whether it's freeing the slaves, defeating communism, fighting for women's suffrage. And then look at where we're at the moment, an insurrection on January 6th. And we can either accept that that's also the future trajectory of this party, or we can remember where we came from and have a vision of optimism into the future. And that's what I want to do, remind people of that and show folks. I've had so many that have texted me to say, I'm not a Democrat, but I don't belong in this party anymore, to give them a place to go to say, don't just leave. How about we fight to restore the integrity and the value of the Republican Party and tell people the truth and be honest about our failings in the last few years and how to overcome those.
Before I let you go, very quickly, should Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene be removed from these 2 committees, education and labor, as well as the budget committees?
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly. And we should do that. And I think if the Republicans don't, it appears that the House will.
Thank you very much, Congressman Adam Kinzinger of Illinois. Thanks, as usual, for joining us.